Okay, I'm live. Hello, hello, hello. So, sorry that I had to move the stream, but I was really sick. I actually still am a bit sick. Yeah. I don't know if any people have time on a Saturday. Damn it. Okay, you can see I'm still a bit sick. I don't even know what time it is right now. Saturday. I don't know if people are like ready for a stream on a Saturday. I guess people are gonna go out and do different stuff, but this was the best decision I could make. Because in the evening I would be hella tired. The last few days haven't been like an indicator for that. And also, I mean, I could have streamed tomorrow now that I know that I'm still sick, because I'm probably not gonna go to the football match tomorrow. But or soccer match, depending on what you first think of when you hear football. Hi. So now that I think about it, I could have streamed tomorrow, but I didn't know that when I was in my delirium from being too sick. But I'm gonna take it slow today. I'm not completely recovered yet. I don't know if my voice can go on for longer than an hour or not, but we'll see. How is everyone going? I hope no one else is sick. It's kinda getting to that time of the year where people get sick. And it really, like, I mean, in January it sucks to get sick, but there are times in your life where it's actually not that bad, in my opinion. I would have gone to... Oh, who are they playing against? I'm sick, so I kind of forgot it. Bayer Leverkusen against... Who's coming? I know that in 2 weeks Union is coming. And we cannot go because we have a family lunch that day. But I kind of forgot who we're against tomorrow. But yeah, that one. My mother has a Dauerkarte, so I usually go like every second home game? How do you call that in English? I have no freaking idea. But as I'm sick, I will not go. so I guess I'm a fake fan now because I forgot who we're playing against. Ah, Freiburg. Yeah, I'm not gonna go. So I kind of just forgot about that. I missed so many football games already, and they were all good ones. And I'm really scared that once I finally get to go again, we're gonna get to that part of the season where the team starts playing worse. But yeah, I don't think that I should go into a stadium packed full of people when I'm still sick. And, you know, stand out in the cold. Fake fan! Yeah! Nah. I think that would be a pretty ridiculous take. Like, I think I'm going to see the games live since, I don't know, 8th grade. Then when I went abroad, I kind of fell out of the sport because I was like, yeah, I'm in Japan, I have better things to do than, you know, check on my team right now. So I kind of fell out of it. Hello! And it took me a long time to get back in again because I am a rather casual football fan. I really like to go to games live, but I'm not that interested, like, in the bigger context of a season. Like, I'm very centered around my team, and that's where it kinda ends for me. It used to be different. I think there was a time in high school where I was pretty informed, at least for the German league. Not outside of that, but yeah, right now I'm just like, yay, we're doing great. Our rival team is doing really bad, and that's about it. That's all I'm paying attention to right now. It was really weird when I got back from Japan and I had to learn like player names again, and I was like, that's so weird. I used to be so in it for years. Okay, wait, I need to... What do we need to do? Definitely shouldn't care about color now, because I need to finish the line work. I live over 3 hours away from my team city, so I try to watch as many home games as possible, but often it isn't possible. You know, I never even consider people being fan of a team of a town they're not in, which of course is stupid, because of course people are. I mean, fans of teams that are not necessarily their hometown's team, but for me it's like... For personal reasons, I cannot say how close I am to the stadium, because obviously it would make it really obvious where I live, but I live rather close to it. So much so that I usually walk to the game. It's still quite a walk, but you know, I can if I want to. And my parents own the Dauerkarte, so I have a very... It's very luxurious to be able to do that. But I mean, I guess when you don't go as often, then the times you do go make it way more of an experience, I think. So, there's that. Like, I can remember when I wasn't the one who went to most of the games in my family. I live here, but I moved away because of family reasons. Yeah, okay. But I mean, still cool. But I can like... I think the funniest thing that happened to me was when I was abroad and I was kinda out of it, right? I wasn't really informed about how my sports team was doing. But what I heard from my family back home was like, oh, we're playing such a good season. I think it was the Harvard's Brand combination back then. And they were like really hyping up everything, and they were especially hyping up Harvard's. And then I came back, and then it was one of those seasons of Leverkusen where they kinda struggled, and Harvard's didn't play really good because Brandt was gone at that point. And I got so salty because, like, for an entire year I just heard like, yeah, we're playing so good right now, everything's like perfect. And I come back and they start playing, I mean, not like shit, but, you know, struggling. It's not like I'm out for success with teams. I mean, I'm a Bayer Leverkusen fan. I cannot really... I'm used to my team not being successful. You know, like the thing where we always play high league football, but we're still kind of the underdog for some reason every single time. Also the fact that we mostly play like one half of the season really good and the second half is like that. And now a friend of mine who's an Arsenal supporter is just crying about Harvards. Honestly, I don't, he was really good. I can remember that I really liked him as a player. And then I got like all the good feedback when I was in Japan. And then I came back. And all I got was like, my problem with Harvards when he was with us that 1 year, after that he went away, was that I'm someone who doesn't... I mean, I do care about, like, the results of a game, of course, but for me, there's also like the general performance. And I think especially when you watch it live and you get to see like you know, you don't have a camera that is kind of curating who you see, so you kind of have an eye for how every single player is acting. And I could just tell that every time that he tried to do like some fancy tricks and stuff and they didn't go well, he was like frustrated in a way that made him stop giving 100%. Like he would stop and be frustrated about it. Or, you know, when a game was not going well, I didn't have a feeling that he was like trying to make a turn. Like, I'm really a fan of players or of teams in general where you can, you know, just tell that they're giving it their all and they don't just stop playing because something is not working out, or they don't just stop playing because something's like things are going really good. Like, I really hate it when which happens a lot with Leverkusen recent seasons, is like we get, you know, we're basically winning the game and then the players relax too much and think they already got the game in the bag, and then suddenly they get a lot of goals and then they cannot make the turn back because they already switched their mindset. I hate stuff like that. And I especially hate players who just kind of give up when they cannot do it the first try. I really like players who like try to correct their mistakes and just go back in again. And Havertz was the candidate where I just was so frustrated with him because I knew he could play well. He was just not doing it for some reason. I was so frustrated. That was a really big trauma for me. And because of that, I kind of fell out of football for 1 year more because I just wasn't satisfied with the, I guess, the mentality of the team. But right now I cannot complain. Right now I'm very happy. And I think I should stop talking about football because I think no one else wants to hear about that. Okay, I need to redraw the arm. I think the bowl and the hand is actually fine. I don't know why I didn't fill that in. Oh, okay. I need to redraw that. Yeah, like that. Oh, I know how I can make a nice transition from football to like the usual topics of this channel again. Back when I was in high school, I went out. Like I was regularly at a Jugendtreff. I don't know how to say that in English actually. Like a meetup for the youth, but it was like, how do you say that stuff in English? You know, those are words that I never think about in English. But yeah, I was just hanging around there, and then the people there started talking about football, and you know, I joined the topic because I actually knew what that was about. And then one of the guys turned to me and was like, "You know what, Katta? You don't look like someone who likes football." And I was just staring back, and I was just like, what does that mean? And I think the point was that I was an alternative person. Like, I was into alternative music. I was an anime manga fan, and I wasn't quiet about that. So I was kind of that alternative nerdy girl, I guess. And everyone just assumes that if you're that kind of person, then you're not into sports. And I was like, but I am. I think Jugendtreff is also a pretty German thing. I don't know. I think those things exist in other cultures as well, especially European countries. I don't know how that is in other countries. Like, for example, in Japan, students have their clubs and stuff. I guess you could call it a club in a way. But yeah, that's the right one. Seems right like it. I always, you know, that bamboozled me, and I think it's kind of funny that, and I mean, it was a pretty alternative space, so it was not like people were condemning me for being a weirdo back then. But people were just like, you're not supposed to like sports, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, it's so funny how the... Like, people are always, especially nerd spaces, they're often complaining about how normies see stuff, and they're like, yeah, sports sucks, and stuff like that. Like, they kinda... I wonder if that's, like, less of a thing right now, because my feel is that nerd culture is too mainstream for that to happen anymore. But you know, back then, people had kind of a logic of, yeah, when like mainstream people are mean to us, that also means that we talk bad about the stuff that they like. So they were like, yeah, football is dumb. People are just running on a big field and follow a ball, and that's really stupid. But then when you try to like challenge stuff and you're like, yeah, okay, so I guess esports is also dumb, and then they kind of try to get into an argument with you why esports is a legit sport, and you know you totally need still all these capabilities and stuff, and I'm just like, you know what you're doing right now, right? So I kind of got it from both sides. I can tell that also every time still, like, people in my surroundings are still talking like that about football and sports. For example, that was when the Dokumi announced the date of their convention in 2024, right? And it's when I think it's an EM that is taking place next year. And it's basically sandwiched between big football games. And all the cosplayers went like, oh... and they had legit points, right? There were things like, oh, but because it's like big football matches are there, that means that hotels are already booked, and hotels are really expensive around that time. That's a legit point. But then some people started being like, yeah, and then there will be hooligans who will be mean to us, and I'm like... I know that football fans can be pretty batshit crazy and stupid. And especially, like, drunk groups of football fans can be very uncomfortable for a variety of reasons. But I don't think that, like, a mainstream football event, like the Euro Cup, where, you know, pretty normie fans are going there, like, it's not... For me, certain teams who have very hardcore fans are problematic, right? It's more like a team thing, but I never had the... I mean, there were some cases, right? There are some cases where, in special context, because, I don't know, nations are playing against each other who have, like, on a grand political scale beef, like, then it can get kind of uncomfortable with the hooligans and stuff. But usually, like, when I was running around and it was, like, international sports game, I never had the feeling that we had big groups of hooligans who were just, like, smashing windows and stuff, right? Every time I hear about that, 90% of the time, it's local games and players. So I was like, I think you're a bit... That opinion is a bit unhinged right now. That people think that, especially on that weekend, hooligans are gonna run around and harass people. Especially when no game day is that day. I think it's a weekend where no games are. It's just the week before that, and the week after that, there are matches. And not even in those cities. So I was like, I think you're, like, a bit scaremongering about hooligans right now. And it's kind of funny, because when that happens in nerd spaces and people are like, yeah, football players are the worst, oh my god, I'm so annoyed by all these people filling the bus, and I'm like... I don't know. I think people are a bit oversensitive when it comes to that. Only sport I truly ever cared for is pro wrestling, and especially in Sweden, where it is very niche. I was always alone in my fandom. Oh, that's sad. For me, being like fan of our hometown team was actually what kind of saved me. Like, I was never really bullied in high school. But I was still not very popular. But when like certain people learned that I liked football and went to the games, and I started talking about it in class, they actually started to like me more. But I mean, wrestling is cool. So even when you're alone in the fandom, or you were always alone in your fandom over that, it's still cool. I need to drink something. I think I can really not record for long today. I'm sorry. I hope the tea is kinda, helping with that for a while. Yeah, I also for a long time only used to watch World and Euro Cups, and then I don't even know. I think my dad started to go to games again in our city with his best buddy. And then my mom started going as well, and basically my parents owned the both of the tickets, but then my dad couldn't go anymore because of, you know, health stuff. And then my mom became the biggest sports fan in the family for some reason, and she would take my brother and my sister and me instead of my father most of the time. I think the first time I actually went with my father. But after that, I only went with my brother and my mother. And sometimes with my sister. And then it kind of changed. I'm only interested in local sports now, and I'm not interested in international football anymore. Yeah. I think it's kind of funny that it changed like that. I think it also started because I started to disassociate with the German team around some time. Yeah. But I absolutely don't care about ice hockey at all, and that's like the biggest sport in Sweden besides football. Oh yeah, I can imagine that. I don't know anything about ice hockey though. I'm not interested in that as well. I mean, I'm in general not that interested in sports. Some nation rivalries can be heated up, and the England. Oh yeah, the English fans are really like batshit crazy. I remember that. But yeah, at the Dokumi days there are no match days, so it should be fine, right? I was like, what do you think? That people are just like running around in a week with no matches? And we're just gonna, just for fun, harass you guys? I mean, they would also need to like travel to the places where the cosplayers are, so that was a bit... I think the halter prices are a way better point to make that the date sucks because of that. Oh! I should Google when the applications for Dokumi starts again. I want to be there again next year. I should Google it. I'm not gonna mess with the hands anymore. Okay, you remember that I had really big problems with that arm because Tanjiro's yukata that he wears above everything usually goes like this. Or even more like this. But I cannot have the yukata hang there because it would kind of kill the symmetry of the sticker, because I'm not gonna draw the arm there, because I think it would kill the size of the sticker. For those who don't know, the stickers kind of look like this. So they're all of kind of equal height, and the Demon Slayer stickers are supposed to be around the last Dokumi, like this year. It was a lot of fun. When I was there. I think I talked about it back then in one of my streams. And we actually earned quite a lot for our first convention. But we can do better, and I think we're actually gonna do better this time. I hope. As I'm going to more conventions, I'm kind of learning more about what kind of inventory I need to have. It's a process. Actually, next week we're at the Intercomic in Köln. So yeah, I keep going. Hopefully when the next Dokumi is, I will have like a bunch more stickers that I can sell. Like, when I think back about it, we really should have waited until this Dokumi to kind of build up an inventory, but yeah. When it comes to my anime fandom, I was also rather alone when it comes to schoolmates. I remember a classmate that was a One Piece fan. Although, I think I cannot relate to, like, I think the point came where people before anime became mainstream can probably not relate as much with the experience a lot of, like, earlier generations had. I think I was just before the point where being an anime fan would have probably be... I mean, I probably would have still been the class weirdo, because I think just because anime is mainstream, it doesn't mean that actually being part of a fandom is normalized. But the weird thing back in my day was that it was kind of that shifting point. So a lot of people watched anime back when they were like smaller or little, and they still... I even had people who read manga read it, but they still didn't like stand up for me when other people made mean comments about me reading manga. Like, I can actually remember that people were talking shit about me because I read manga, and they thought that was weird, but they liked anime. And, you know, that's how you can tell that bullying and stuff like that doesn't follow any kind of real logic, because they were like, yeah, manga is stupid because it is black and white. And I was like, no, it's, you know, when I'm reading Naruto and you are watching Naruto, we are consuming the same thing. And they were just like, no, ours has sound and color and movement. But what you're reading is stupid. And now that I think about it, it was really stupid. But yeah, that's how the times were, right? So for me, a lot of classmates actually also watched the same stuff as me, but they watched it. And also I was a weirdo who actually like drew the stuff and was in fandom. And I mean, I was kind of cringe in high school. I admit that. But I actually was a weirdo now that I think back about some stuff that I did. You know, when you're in 7th grade and you're in that cringe anime phase where you actually use like what did I wanted to say? I'm still sick. I still lose my train of thought sometimes. Yeah, I was cringe, right? Like, you know, I started using Japanese words in everyday language in a way that's not appropriate. Like, I would advise any kid to stop that when I caught it that. I wouldn't be mean about it. I would just be like, you know, maybe you shouldn't say things like kawaii. It's kind of cringe. So, I'm not saying it was right to be mean to me because of that, but I kind of understand where the friction sometimes came from. But I was, in general, my entire school year was really acceptable and sociable. Like I said, I wasn't really bullied for anything. Some people were bullied, but in general, especially when we reached 10th grade and on, that basically vanished and everyone was very understanding of everything. Who wasn't kinda cringe as a teenager? Right. That's also true. Oh, you couldn't talk about the one kid because you were so too far apart in episodes. Oh, no. I mean, the one who's like further can still talk about the earlier stuff, right? But still sad. I already had to look up a hotel with a friend because the prices are so ridiculous. Yeah. I think if money is an issue, which it obviously is for most people, I would actually consider to, you know, maybe get a place in smaller cities and travel to Düsseldorf, because yes, Deutsche Bahn is kind of cringe. It's very frustrating, and it's especially frustrating in that area. But if it means saving large amounts of money, I think it would be worth to check out surrounding cities who have like a fast connection to Düsseldorf Hauptbahnhof. I think that would be my recommendation. I mean, it's kind of an open secret where I live. I mean, I just said that I'm living in my hometown and what the hometown team is, so you know where I live. And I get to Düsseldorf in less than an hour, so I always just commute anyway. I think highly depends on how tolerable one is for commuting, or like driving with a car in the morning. An okay price, that's nice. Did anime go mainstream with Pokemon? Oh my god, but I have so much chat activity that I need to scroll up to see what people... Wait a second. Did anime go mainstream with Pokemon? No. I can attest to that. People, like, back in the day, everyone watched Pokemon as a kid, but that doesn't mean that you're an anime fan. Like that, or that you would become an anime fan. A lot of people dropped stuff after that. I actually would say... I cannot actually say if it has to do with any single anime, but I can kind of pinpoint the time where anime started to get more mainstream. I would just need to Google the Dokumi numbers, and I could roughly say around that time it got more and more mainstream. I mean, it's a development, right? It's still getting more mainstream as we talk. Which is also reflected in a lot of conventions. Like, it used to be so small and niche to go to a convention. I think people... I even missed, like, the really small dokumis, but I was at a small-ish dokumi, and small-ish at that point already meant, I think, 10,000 people? Like, my first one was the one where they had Nano as a guest, so they already had a big concert. And I think I got, like... 3 or 4 years of convention going before you could tell. It's the same with the Japan Tag in Düsseldorf. You could just tell, like, how people just got more and more. And I don't think that anime becoming mainstream and the fandom... Then we actually live in the same... We live in the same city? Okay, wait. In that case, I just need to check. Do you also go to that one manga shop we have in the city? That's the biggest question. Because then there is a possibility we actually already saw each other without knowing it. And I think that would be very funny. Because I have no idea how you look, but I think you know how I look. Now I got off topic again. But I think it was a few years after Attack on Titan aired for the first time that anime started to get really mainstream. And I hate to say it. It's great that anime... Pokemon helped it going mainstream. Yeah, that's true, but also Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon also helped it getting more and more mainstream. Like, I think Sailor Moon back in the... I think it arrived in Germany in the 90s, right? I think Sailor Moon in the 90s... laid the foundation together with Dragon Ball, and then of course followed up by Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. That kind of built the foundation here in Germany, at least, and especially Pokemon, because that was like just every kid watches that and loves it, or most kids. Maybe every kid is a bit of an overstatement. You know, I think it's like a thing, and that kinda prepared people to like anime, right? Because you were kind of primed for that style of drawing stuff. But I think it just really turned really mainstream in a way where casual people know what anime is, and they don't necessarily think it's weird. I think it was some time after Attack on Titan. I don't know. I think Attack on Titan also helped doing that, because a lot of people were like, oh, these things can be mature. We could discuss that point, but at least in my perception of reality, I guess, it changed a lot. But I could also just think that because it kinda, like, the mainstream stuff coincided with, like, a lot of Attack on Titan cosplayers at conventions. Like, that exploded. Strangely, Heidi didn't make anime mainstream. Yeah, strangely, Binemaya and Vicky also didn't make anime mainstream. I didn't like Heidi as a kid. I thought it was boring. Wait. I don't get to draw today. Do I? Funnily enough, I saw on Instagram that the guy traveled to Japan a few years ago, but I haven't had contact with my former classmates in years. Outside of school, I never interacted with any of them. Yeah, I mean, kinda same. I have, like, my core friend group. We actually had our, like, anniversary meetup this year. I was kinda underwhelmed by it. No one was, like, rich or had kids, so it was kinda just, like, people talking about what kind of stuff they do right now. It was very chill and entertaining. And I wasn't too weird. I was really scared that, like, meeting people that I last time saw at high school would kind of throw me back into a kind of awkward, weird state. And it did at the beginning, but I kind of warmed up later. I was in a class with 2 other readers who I'm still friends with, and were friends with some guys who were also into that stuff, but also popular with other groups in the school, so I was never bullied. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't bullied. It was more like annoying comments, and I got really upset about one kid, but he was just genuinely disliked, so was a bit annoying. But that was like a phase of 2 or 3 years. Which of course felt very long, but later on it was completely gone. So I didn't have really bad experience because of that. And I was friends with all the other readers in school, so I had a lot of friends still. Scribbled Kirby's as anime and video game character in class, so that was that. Yeah, I mean, I was like hanging around with like, with Kato, my boyfriend, and one other girl. And, you know, I was kind of an original sin in my friend circle. Like, I got a lot of other girls to read manga, and they liked it. Most of them didn't continue to do it after that, but I, like, changed the life of, like, 3 or 4 people completely by introducing them to manga, which I think is kind of funny. Oh, no. So what have I not read yet? Really lucky that I have a direct train to Düsseldorf if I need to go there. Help me going to Dokumi. Yeah. I mean, that's always more comfortable. Long hair, wrestling fandom, Germany's history. Yeah. And the general awkwardness. But I hate to hear that. I was years before my autism diagnosis. I always think, I mean, bullying always sucks, right? And there's not really anything you can do about it. Your parents and your teacher also can only do that much. I was just really lucky that I was in a very tolerant year. Or the bullying would have been way worse. Funnily enough, the worst things never came from my classmates, but from people outside of our class in my year. Like, I don't know how it was in your schools, but for example, for the religion class, classes got mixed into the different confessions, right? So we had like philosophy, evangelisch. Why do I say it like that? It was like philosophy class, the Protestants and the Catholics, and we got mixed. And in that lessons, for some godforsaken reason, like I was Protestant, blah, 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 you know what I want to say, and the kids in there made the meanest comics. Comments, not comics. Oh, I wish we would have been making comics. No, comments. Like, in my class, it was fine. Like, we had those weird fights between anime and manga, like, what is better? But that was just, like, generally annoying. Don't think we met yet, but probably know which shop you mean. I mean, we only have one, right? Aw, but our local shop is really good. I really like the guy who does that. I'm going there since I'm 6 or something, which is really weird to think about. But everyone who lives in the city and likes anime and manga were at least one time in that shop. But that's fun to hear. That we're in the same city. I think Maya or Vicky are kind of different because they were commissioned work from City. But technically they're still anime because they're made in that style. Also, many people don't know Heidi is even anime, which is kind of funny because it's very obvious. Heidi, Vicky, Nisakwa, Simbin, and Maya as anime. It was just used to be cartoons for everyone, yeah. But I think with Heidi you can see it most. The worst came from people outside my class. Yeah, same. Oh, that's at least something that people link stopped. Man. Okay, I need to do some cleanup now. You know, when I do art like this, I always notice when I mess up my workflow and I do stuff in a weird order instead of the usual order. But I shouldn't do it. And stick to the usual order. But I never do it. I never learn from it. Okay, I think I should just merge the layers at this point so I can just clean it up without switching layers all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, and then I can get rid of that. And then I can just keep working. My throat is getting sour again. I hate being sick. I hope you cannot hear it in my voice. Oh, that's sweet. That your grandpa explained that to your grandma. Oh, that's a really, a very cute old people moment. Old people can be so wholesome, and I think that's what makes it even worse when you have old people who are very terrible people. Is it just me, or do most old people get into one extreme after they get old? Like, you have either very sweet old people or very nasty old people. And the older they get, the more they tend to one of the two extremes. Yeah, that's true. Heidi was a pretty special case. I really don't like how his arm looks, but I don't know how to draw it differently. I mean, I know how to draw it differently, but not without, like... I know that in all the art, the sleeve is way longer and goes up, like there. I mean, I could just make a cut here. But I don't like that option either. Yeah, the shop and owner both are great and sweet. I'm gonna tell him that. Not by, like, linking it to you, but I'm just gonna go like, yeah, someone said that in my stream. Maybe it's, like, making his day a little better. You gotta take some shortcuts for the sake of overall shape. Yeah, and I'm really annoyed by that. It was the same with the Sakura. I really don't like how the arm in the Sakura sticker looks. Here. The hand that, is holding the dango. I tried for so long to make it not look weird, and then I just cut her hand and was like, I don't care. No one's gonna notice that. But now you know. But also the thing with the arm, I know that I could just move the arm. And I just realized that I shouldn't have yet merged the layers. Because of his collar and stuff. Oh well. Can I go back? Yes. Okay, great. Bop, bop, bop. Yeah, you get two options when you grow old. Be really nice and sweet or be grumpy. I mean, just grumpy is not the problem. I also like grumpy old people because they can have a sweet side, but most don't. Heidi, fun fact, we stayed up all nights for several nights in a row. I thought I might die. It was really awful. Ah, yes. Don't we love anime production? Hmm. I think that might be a bit more natural. I'm thinking. Okay. Am I gonna... I think I need to stick with the sleeve that's kind of rolled up on his arm because I don't know. I don't think I can package the long sleeve that well. I mean, I could also make it like this. I think I had that before. Good, I only have food reference in the folder. Wait, I need to Google Tanjiro one more time. Okay, apparently more people have time for my streams on the weekend. Maybe I should take that note. But also I'm very busy on most weekends, so I cannot really stream then. Tanjiro Kamado. Let me look at your sleeves again. Do I, by any chance, get a frame? Speaking of fun facts, in regards to these classic anime, the German VA of Vicky later became Midoku's Levi Akamas and Chopper's first VA. Oh! That is a fun fact. Damn! That's a career. I like the sleeve like that. Hey. Yeah, I think it also makes sense. Also, maybe I shouldn't really bother with making it, like, that accurate, because it's gonna end up as a very nice, small sticker. So it's really weird to, like, put that much detail into it when it ends up being on a small medium anyway, where you don't really tell the difference anyway. Okay, I think I'm gonna do the sleeve like that and just do it a bit more graceful. You should stop engage with MAPPA products. Like, if that is more likely than establishing a union. I mean, every anime production is kinda iffy. Like, the only studios that supposedly take better care of their workers, I think KyoAni is one of the ones where the work atmosphere is better. Not saying that they don't overwork themselves, but what I read was they try to do better work conditions for their animators. And I think... No, I don't want to say trigger. I don't actually believe that, if I'm honest. Like, I think they're on the side of making better work conditions, but I don't think they necessarily have them. If I remember correctly. I mean, in a way, it's like a general problem in Japanese work culture, as all the weird comments in my Bakuman video try to lecture me for some reason. But yeah, in a way you would need to boycott most anime. Okay. Okay, I think I can merge them now. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, too many details actually make chibi stuff worse in most cases. Yeah, that's... I mean, usually I'm really good with simplifying stuff, but with the first Naruto sticker, I managed this perfect balance. Like, I have some details in, but they are simplified in a way that works with the overall style. And I did it really well here, in my opinion. But now it's kinda... like... coming back to me, because now I need to balance it in all the other stickers as well. Trigger got in a lawsuit for not paying a freelancer. Fucking hell. That's why we cannot have good things. Aww. See, that's why I didn't want to say it. Gotta go for today already, but wishing you a nice stream and lovely day. Until next time, thanks for watching. See you next time. Okay, I think finishing the sticker entirely was a bit optimistic. But I think I'm gonna finish it off screen. Like, I'm just gonna finish the line work now and maybe start doing some colors. But my voice is also starting to, like, give up on me. So... Getting sick really messed with my time schedule. I'm actually rethinking the publication of my manga a bit. Because I haven't really got a lot of work in recently. Because I obviously put the work in different places. Like being like regularly paid for commissions right now. I actually still have one open that I couldn't do because I was sick. That I'll start working on as soon as I'm in the groove again. And also I'm preparing for conventions because I sat down and made a real plan, like a real marketing plan for my booth, like the colors for the displays and stuff like that, like make consistent branding on my booth so that I have all the stuff done. Making templates for the displays of the stickers and stuff like that. That all takes time. Hi sis, why don't I know that you were working on a manga? I don't know. I definitely maybe talked about it. Because you haven't been watching my streams. You would have been watching my streams, you would know. Don't like how the sleeve work. Ah, doesn't matter. Okay, chat, how does the arm look? Because I'm not satisfied with it. But that could just be me. Just like with the Sakura sticker, I got really hung up on the arm, and then at some point my boyfriend just said, stop it, finish it. And yeah, people bought the sticker, so apparently it looks fine. I mean, he has a lot of pattern on his yukata. And I'm also gonna shadow it a bit more. Maybe that's actually what's missing. No! But yeah, I'm probably, like, I'm still working on the first chapter, and I am considering to make the good old-fashioned... Looks fine? Okay. Gonna believe you. And we're gonna move on to more important things. I'm considering to, like, finish up 10 pages and publish it on Animex, and then just publish, like, in batches. Like, every time 10 pages are finished, I drop 10 pages until it's finished. And then the English release is gonna be the full chapter. But that way, when I talk with people on conventions and stuff, I can already read. And I also considered, after I publish the first chapter, to take some time to do more preparation work. I think I talked about this in the last stream? Or did I talk about it in my Patreon update? I actually don't know. But I will, like, prepare background stuff. Like, this software, Clip Studio Paint, gives you the possibility to make custom brushes. So I can, like, create background elements that I use often and just turn them into a brush. So when I'm doing the backgrounds, I can then just, like, do one line and then add some details. And I can be finished with the, like, backgrounds that are not as important. Because, you know, since I'm doing this as a single creative, I cannot really put that much work into the backgrounds. First, it's not my strength, so I would put a lot of work into something that doesn't really pay off that much. And it would slow down the work process a lot. So I guess it would be like... do the backgrounds when it's necessary to, like, make a change of scene, or to, like, make a point, for example. Of course, when people are talking about their environment, for example, then I need to make it clear, or every time characters enter the scene, I could make a first shot that's very detailed, and then just have, like, very abstract and simple backgrounds in all the following panels. But I don't know yet. Because I kinda, like, I think we talked about this one time in stream, that doing a long series will take a lot of time, so I kinda need to find some shortcuts to make it reasonable. And of course, if it would have any kind of success, I would consider hiring a background artist or something. But that would mean I would need to pay for that. And, yeah. First, success, then assistance. Oh, the eyes remind me I wanted to clean those. But yeah, I'm probably gonna publish the first chapter. And what I thought about is doing a bit more small comics that just show the characters and their environment. like short comics, short gags, to kind of build a fandom around it, and then continue the chapters in the background. And move into full production once I have everything settled. Once I have the backgrounds prepared, maybe studied a bit more anatomy and stuff. I was thinking about doing... Oops, that was the one pen. Thought about doing some one-shots first. Well, the first chapter is basically a one-shot. And, you know, get a hang of the convention stuff, the commissions, doing my bachelor, and after I have my bachelor's degree, then going full on into manga drawing. But I definitely want to finish the first chapter so the characters are out there. Also, the first chapters are not that full of action. Like, the first chapter has action scenes and fight scenes and stuff, and after that it's kind of slowing down, so I can get some more world building down and the characters' backstories in and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna see. Maybe I'll do like 3 or 5 chapters before going into the break. But yeah, basically my plan is to somehow get to a point where I can do this full time, and I think then I can seriously consider doing like bi-weekly chapters as I originally planned to do. But I don't think I can find the time when I have like conventions, commissions, my part-time job and university all together at the side, and have a personal life. And maybe do YouTube again more actively. I recently talked with another person who does a lot of creative stuff, and he was like, yeah, I have way too much stuff going on the sides, and that's why I cannot like learn drawing, because I already have all this other stuff. And I'm like, I can relate to that. I have too much stuff going on as well. Nope. Maybe I should actually like close that sleeve. The audacity of that one comment I had under my Bakuman video recently. It's getting more and more views. I have a feeling, I don't know what happened, but more people watch that video right now. It used to stagnate around like 1,500 views, and I got another 1,500 views in a shorter amount of time. And I get so many stupid comments there. And I mean really stupid comments. Like, I don't want to be mean, but people cannot live with me critiquing that series for some reason. Best comment was, we know it's not like it aged well. Let anime be anime. And I'm like, what a way to not engage with my criticism. But yet one comment was like, you know, in Bakuman, the one statement I criticized for being sexist as fuck, what was it? I think Takagi said something along the lines of a girl. Wait, I got irritated because my boyfriend is talking to the dog and I thought he was talking to me. Yeah, Takagi said something along the lines of, girls just don't have the kind of pressure men do. And And then one comment under the video, I obviously criticized that statement of that character. And one video round under was like, yeah, but you know, obviously you don't have that much pressure as a girl. I mean, you don't have that much content. And your art is not that good, in my opinion. And I'm like, how does that relate to me not having pressure in my life? Like, I think I answered that comment with, do you think I just do nothing all day and that's why I don't get anything done? Hi Katta, how are you doing in your studies? Which ones? Please don't ask me about my Japanese studies. I am right now researching for my bachelor thesis. I think the funniest thing is I wrote a comment under my Bakuman video where I stated that I'm not happy with it anymore. Not because I'm not standing behind my points, but because I thought the script was kinda messy and I could have argued closer to the text. Like, showing more manga pedals and stuff to kinda reason my points. And I, like, commented 3 general points that I wanted to have stated so people don't go into my comment section and take them as granted. And the people just keep commenting stupid stuff that I debunked multiple times in the comments. But yeah, my studies are going, like my university studies are stagnating. But by design. A few months ago, I decided between, okay, I could rush it and just write my bachelor thesis, just be done with it. But I decided that I would take my time and do my bachelor thesis this semester, chilled, prepared, and do it good. I actually plan to start studying Japanese more closely in November. If it's about my drawing studies, they're going okay. No. I actually would like to take more time to actually reference stuff and study. Like I started doing it by referencing artists that I like. But then I started to get commissions that I get paid for. And I need to finish the sticker series, so the reference studies are right now a bit behind. But I mean, just by drawing the commissions, I kinda get more practice in drawing. So that's a good thing. That anime be anime, howdy, how could a bad answer to any criticisms about anime? Yeah, the thing is, I get that people have a need to just be entertained by media and don't want to think about it. And especially with Bakuman, what my impression was that a lot of people watched it when they were young, got inspired by it, and only think about it in those terms. And they kind of feel like I'm invalidating their feelings. Which is funny, because I think I said multiple times in the beginning of the video, the beginning and the end of the video, that it's fine if you still like Bakuman. Just because it's sexist doesn't mean that you cannot still be like, yeah, but I have all these positive memories about it and it really did something for me when I was younger. That's not the point. The point is to understand that not all people will be able to enjoy it because of that. And I think that's something that I have needed to make more clear. My problem is not that people still have positive feelings about an anime that is pretty old, or that they enjoyed. My point is that if you don't reflect about it and just recommend it to someone, they can have a really bad time with it. That was like my thing. I wanted to like Bakuman. I thought it had good stuff in it. I really enjoyed the part where they talked about the manga industry, where they actually drew manga. But not, like, I got the heads up from other people that there's gonna be a lot of, like, sexist bullshit in there. And that still did not prepare me. And I think some people might be able to still read and watch it and just ignore the horrendous takes there. But a lot of people will not. And that's only talking about the sexism. I actually think the most toxic thing inside that series is the statement they have about overwork. Because they are praising the character for overworking himself. And that's fucked up. I think that's actually harmful, the portrayal of overwork in the manga industry. And I'm gonna keep saying that. And most people did not actually got to that point. Most people just assume that I'm a feminist who critiques their favorite anime and they hate that. Which, I mean, fine, those people are lost already. I cannot make any points to convince them. Even if I would have made my points perfectly, they would have, as soon as I started criticizing the female writing, they would have written those comments. And I could tell that because I think the longest comment I got from someone was someone who clearly did not, like, listen to me carefully. Because they, like, for example, I critiqued that in the end of Bakuman, spoiler, I guess, what's his name again? Mashiro? The protagonist, like, finally gets on a date with his crush, right? And, like, the huge romantic gesture is not, like, a nice date or a touching moment. It's that he, like, drives in front of her apartment in a fancy car. And I make fun of that. And I say, I know it's because it's his uncle's dream, but I think it's stupid. And then the comment criticized me for criticizing it because I clearly did not watch the anime because it was because of his uncle. And I was like, I said that. I just think it's stupid. I just think that they could have chose any romantic gesture to, like, make the final romantic moment click. But they chose that the grand gesture is him driving up in a fancy sports car in a suit and with flowers. And that completely, like, I mean, it suits the relationship because the relationship is terribly written. But still, I was like, you know that those things are like a writer's choice. It doesn't have to be this way. Or like people, I think the same person was like, yeah, but overwork is a Japanese societal problem. And if you cannot accept that, then you shouldn't watch anime. And I was like, what? What? My problem was not that overwork was featured. My problem was that it, like, said it's good to overwork yourself. And that commenter turned it into this weird thing where I'm ignorant of Japanese culture if I criticize that. That was really stupid. Hello. What's the matter? Did she cry? Aw. I'm gonna stop soon, my voice is giving up. Okay. Glad that I don't get stupid comments. I used to not get stupid comments, but criticizing Bakuman really, I hit a nerve. Which is the reason I think the video gets more views. Because, you know, all the people that get upset comment, and that boosts the video in the algorithm and suggests it to more people to be upset about it. But the thing is, I don't want to reach people who like, don't want their minds changed. I want to warn people who want to watch the series because they only hear about, like, yeah, it's a masterpiece. Yeah, it's like the perfect source to learn about manga. And it really is not. Oh no, the dog is going crazy in the background.
Ah, Sana! Sana!
You know that I'm streaming. The dog is eating the cat food again.
Bad dog. Bad.
Are you done? Nope, the dog is not done. I hope you hear everything. It's okay. You need to live with that being streamed to the internet, not me.
If you are a bad dog. Bad dog. Yes. Bad dog.
Actually, my mic doesn't pick everything up. I'm watching it right. The output on OBS right now. But that aside, I plan to like refrain from making like takedown videos and stuff like that. Right. Like I will only talk positively about series that I like in the future, and only criticize media if it is actually as bad as Bakuman. But I don't know, I want to be known for making good recommendations and having nice insights and good insights, and not for being like someone who gets nitpicky about anime and manga. Dog has her zoomies. Even though probably when I like finish my bachelor thesis about Attack on Titan, I'm gonna talk about Attack on Titan. The dog is going crazy. So no angry critic, Katta. Yeah, that's right. I think like talking about stuff you like, and then maybe sometimes about the stuff you don't like, makes it more convincing when you critique media, because, you know, once I do, for example, my essay about Kill la Kill, people will have more problems getting upset about me, because they cannot be like, yeah, you're just a stuck-up feminist who doesn't really like anime. Because I like the big titty anime, so what's they gonna do about that? I would actually recommend reading Bakuman, because you can get it like done faster. I think watching makes it worse because it takes longer. It hurts longer. She really does not stop, does she? She just keeps going. But I will probably stop now. My voice is... No, it's not because of you. My voice is giving up. Guys, did you hear the dog? Did you hear the happy dog? It's not an angry dog. She actually was just running around the apartment.
Yes, you. Only happy dogs get.
Yes. He's done.
Huh? Yes, yes.
You're a slower reader than watching. Maybe watch it with a player that allows you to speed it up. I think it's very enjoyable when it's enjoyable, but yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna... make a rice bowl and just put some of the sprouts on top of the rice. Because I think just filling his bowl with green stuff is gonna look weird. don't make puke noises in my streams, Anna. You're just stuck up, Katta, making the up-high move from Mako Mankon Shoko. I don't know, I just want to make it for people like more difficult to think of me as a stereotype they made up in their head. I mean, they're gonna do it anyway, but at least I can be like, yeah, that's their own fault. They look so weird. The sprouts do. Those sprouts. Some kind of bamboo sprout, I think. The favorite thing from Tanjiro. There, it's just like, it's just sitting on a plate. They're like small trees.
Yes. Like
but different. I wanted to put one here. They kind of split and have these, right?
Yeah.
They don't look that much better in that shot. Like this. I mean, you know how the chibi's gonna look, right? It's gonna be printed to that size, so that thing's gonna be that small. That? They're not frozen, they're fried. They're often used as tempura. I have... Oh, it is on there. It's just very, they don't usually, like, deep fry everything. Sometimes they just do a bit, you know. Let me draw my weird little trees. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. It looks so weird. I think I need to look them up again. Because I cannot really recognize how the leaves... I mean, those are not even leaves, right?
Yes, they are.
No, those are like the sprouts. That's before they become leaves. I think.
Yes, but they are leaves. But little leaves grow to big leaves.
I'm gonna Google them again. I'm not gonna stop. At least I want the line work done. Tanjiro, favorite food. That one driven differently. I think it's just generally difficult to draw food you don't see yourself on everyday life. Okay, but I think I'm gonna be done soon. I need to go, even though my planet doesn't need me. Bye, bye, thanks for watching. I'm gonna stop soon too. I just want to make these work. Boyfriend doesn't. I don't know if you have some kind of walking stick for your plague doctor costume. You tried to break an old umbrella. I mean, didn't mom and dad have like an old walking stick from grandpa? Actually, still flying around somewhere. I could ask him. But yeah, I think that one doesn't look much like a plague doctor stick. I think I'm gonna make it look kinda like that. I just need to clean that up. I'm gonna ask. Okay, but I think I'm as much done with the stream as I can be. My throat hurts. Yeah, I think I need to do the hair again. Oh, he's eating. Right? I just googled it. I always forget the name of these. Fascia sprouts, they are called. How are they called in Japanese? Yeah, it's like a spring mountain. What do I call it in Japanese? Tada. Favorite food. Right. Yeah, tada no me. Shoots of the Aralia elata, so they are just like some sprouts. Just like I said. And it kind of makes sense for him to have that as a favorite food. You know, he is from the mountains after all, so it's probably something that he ate a lot as a kid or something like that. Oh, I know what I can food. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it a day. I think I'm gonna do the colors and cleanup of this one off screen so that next week we can move on to either Zenitsu or Nezuko. We'll see. I think I'm actually gonna do him because he's gonna be way more easier because he's just look at his face. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a cute sticker set. My cat is doing silly stuff too now. I think this is a sign for me to stop. Well, thanks, chat, for watching and commenting and the nice conversations we had. And thank you for watching on an irregular streaming day. Next week I'm gonna do the stream again on Wednesday. Hopefully, if nothing weird happens again. I hope I don't get sick again. I'm doing way better now, but not completely fine yet. So yeah, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Europe-centric time. Thank you for watching now, and see you next time. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend, a nice Sunday, and yep, take care. Oh yeah, I need to do the thing. Wait. Ah, it's that one. Oh yeah, and have a very spooky Halloween. Forgot that. Wait, is Wednesday? Oh no, Wednesday is the day after Halloween. Okay. Then, I guess, bye!